Mr. President, Dr. Tony Tan, Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, Cabinet Ministers and MPs, former Ministers and MPs, supporters, friends, relatives, and family members. We Asians tend to concentrate a lot on the destination and hence miss out the journey. It is like reading a novel or watching a movie. If you just read or watch the beginning and the ending, you will miss out the different chapters that make up a great story. I would like to share with you one chapter of Dr. Toh Chin Chye's journey that remains in my mind up till today. This was when I was in primary or early secondary school in the 1940s and the 50s. My father had retired early from his job as a land office clerk and was on pension. Dr. Toh, being the eldest son, was the sole breadwinner for our family of 5. He was working in Singapore, and at the end of each month, without fail, he would send a money order of 400 ringgit, straight ringgit, to us. During those days, there was very little news about Singapore. Furthermore, whenever my brother came back to Taipei to visit the family, he would never speak about his life in Singapore. In those early days of politics, there was a lot of risk and turbulence. When our neighbors and friends told my parents about Dr. Toh's political involvement and his risk of being sent to jail, my parents would remain silent, but I could see the fear on their faces. At the end of every month, we would wait anxiously for the postman to deliver the money order. So, what is it that makes Dr. Toh choose such a risky path? Indeed, what is it that makes any person take a certain road? Is it an innate sense of leadership? Or is it the sense of team spirit, all for one and one for all? Or is it a sense of purpose? I believe that it must be all 3 of the above, starting with the last, a sense of purpose. Let history be our foundation. Live today well for a better tomorrow for our children, and hopefully our grandchildren. I would also like to provide an insight of Dr. Toh Chin Chye as a husband and father. I understand that when the late Mrs. Toh suffered a stroke, he instituted a daily exercise routine throughout the day for her and personally saw to it that she did not miss out any of the exercises. Through his vigilance, she recovered quickly. He was a caring husband and a doting father to his late daughter, Ai Chu. He cried incessantly when he came to know that his daughter was dying of breast cancer. Though he lost his wife and daughter, his son-in-law, Johnny, grandchildren, Matthew, Vanessa, Sean, and Daniel, and Johnny's sister, Jess, continue to provide him with the love and support till his last day. Dr. Toh had lived a full and rich life. On this note, Brother Chin Chye, I bid you farewell. Thank you for supporting us and for supporting my university education. This made a great difference to me and my family, just as you have made a difference to Singapore. Have a safe journey and rest in peace. On behalf of the family, I would like to thank the government of Singapore and the PAP leadership for bestowing state honors to the late Dr. Toh Chin Chye and for their support and assistance during this period of bereavement. We would also like to specially thank Mr. President, Dr. Tony Tan and Mrs. Tan, Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong and Mrs. Lee, Emeritus Senior Minister, Mr. Goh Chok Tong, former Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, Cabinet Ministers, Members of Parliament, retired politicians, and Singaporeans for their condolences and visit to this wake. I would also like to thank the SAF and the PMO officials for their assistance, grassroots leaders of the former Rochor constituency who had taken good care of the late Dr. Toh all these years. The monthly lunch group in which Dr. Toh was the chairperson for the friendship and care of Dr. Toh for more than 2 decades. Reverend Canon Dr. Louis Tay and members of the St. Andrew's Cathedral for presiding over the prayers, and Dr. LCU for rushing through the production of the photo montage in memory of the late Dr. Toh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.